The IBL has been around for, this is our 99th year. Next year, a big year in terms of 100th anniversary of the IBL. It's gone through some ups and downs, but right now it's a real viable league. The Baycats really became into existence in 1999 when representatives from the city of Barrie and other interested folks went down to Cambridge and made a presentation to have a franchise in Barrie. And we had said that we wanted to probably have a couple years to get ready. And in 2001, we were given the franchise to begin on May the 7th, 2001. So a lot of time to prepare, but things went a little bit sideways partway through. The owner that we had originally went bankrupt. And so now in 2000, we had no park. We had no owner, we had no team, and no stadium. And so work began that we found a owner who stepped up, Gary Inskeep, football guy, Grey Cup winner, but didn't know anything about baseball and really, I don't think, cared too much at the time. But he said, I'm in.
We had an afternoon luncheon that grew into an evening sit down and another bottle of wine, and I didn't know a whole lot about baseball, but I felt very comfortable with David and the people I was getting involved with, and I said that I'd help him get it started.
And with one provision that he didn't want anything out of it, that everything that was a positive went back into the community.
That was one of my mandates that once I started to get involved with him, I said, guys, I don't think that it's a money maker, but I think it'll be important for the city of Barrie to have an inter-county league. I said, the only way that I'll get involved with it is we make it not for profit. And all three of the other gentlemen totally agreed. No one was looking at this as being a moneymaker, and we still don't today.
It's nonprofit, so it's all about the community. So all we're trying to do is raise enough money so that we can put a good product on the field.
And most of the owners here, if not all of them, are local business guys that make their living in Barrie. So we do feel committed to the city, and we want to give something back, and we think this is one small way we can do that.
Then we had the stadium had to be built. We didn't have a stadium, and Alfred Hampsh from Barrie Metal stepped up, wrote a check for $150,000 to get us started. Paul Marley, who's still one of our owners, really put together a great team, contractors, suppliers, and in March we broke ground to have the stadium and get ready for May.
The team itself, we put it together so it was run like a professional ball team, and we showed that to our fans in the city of Barrie and the surrounding areas of Elmvale and Coldwater and Stayner have supported us with their fans, and Minnesing and Enton Mills. We have great support for our fans, and we think that by running it as a semi-pro organization, it just adds more to the aspect of a proper team in the area. It's a family outing, and we always have said that if people come once, they always will come back.
We had a contest for the name, and we had probably over 75, 80 contestants who wrote in with the name. And Mr. Nastasiak, Alex Nastasiak was his name, put forth the word Baycats. And we thought, boy, a bit of an animal, close to the bay, was a great fit. So since 2001, we've been the Barrie Baycats. And the stadium was ready, the field was ready, and we were all set on May the 7th to get going. The IBL, and especially the Barrie Baycats, we are a working man's league, working man's team. And of all our players, 25 players, other than the 4 imports were allowed, all have basically jobs and work all day, come to the park at night and play ball. And especially away games, it's hard when you bus to Brantford, for instance. It doesn't start till 8 o'clock. You're home at 2:30 in the morning. Guys get up, go to work, and then maybe that same night come back out to play another ball game. But we've had really good successes of players coming to Barrie, staying in Barrie, raising families in Barrie. And as an example, Ryan Spatero, a fireman in Barrie, who has been with us for, I think, 12 years now, and still comes out and with the family, and it's just super to have that kind of connection to the community.
And one thing I've noticed is, like, when you're at the hall or at the clubhouse, is very similar. So the transition was very easy, and it was something I was kind of used to, that camaraderie you get at the fire hall, or as well as the baseball field, the clubhouse. Just that atmosphere when you get in there. There's no individuals, there's no segregation of groups, whether it's the Dominicans or whatnot. We're all together, we're all one crew, and we're in there and we play as a team. And not that it's a team, it's more of a family. Baseball is good to get my mind off work. You know, there are always those times where you get those tough calls. Guys are always kind of looking out for each other, same as the ballpark. Guys are always kind of looking out for each other, making sure you're okay, especially with some of the stuff you see here. Also, you know, anytime you go to the ballpark and you hit some baseballs or get around those guys that I've spent 12 years with now, right? Just saying, hey, how's it going? And then having little chit chats, you know, that's a second family. And if anything's bugging you, they'll be able to tell. And, you know, a couple conversations out in the outfield while you're shagging always seems to go a long way.
Yeah, there's about 10 to 12 of us that commute from the city for game days. Taking that trek up the 400 in the middle of the week is always interesting. Like what I experienced today with an oil spill on Canal Road. Whole highway was shut down, but I think majority of the reason why we all play in Barrie is just the group of guys and the camaraderie that we've built over the last few years. Now for me, this is my 6th year. We all still have a passion for the game. We enjoy doing it. That's why we still come out to the yard every, 3-4 times a week. It's one thing that we all get along and stuff like that, but we all have that drive. And we still all have that competitive nature, and this is our way of letting it out. For us, the tough part is with our midweek games is when we get home. We have 7:30 starts in Barrie, and I get up myself personally at 5 a.m. So there's some nights where I don't get home till 1, sometimes 1:30, just depending on traffic going back. There's always construction on the 400. Everybody knows that. So that's the one thing that's a bit of a grind, but like I said, I think it's the reason with the group that we have is why majority of us still do it. Waking up at 5 o'clock after a couple hours, not even a couple hours of sleep, a quick power nap sometimes is what we like to call it, but it's definitely worth it. We love being together, we love playing together, and I think that's why I still do it.
The Baycats really couldn't exist without our volunteer base, and we've just had some wonderful volunteers right from the beginning, and they come out every game. They don't get any money or a real credit from anybody. Just they show up, they do a great job, and now they're known by first names when fans come to the park asking for someone, Davis or Vivian and so on. Take for instance Mike Clark. Mike has been with us for 17 years, our PA announcer. Brother Tim is our statistician. He's been with us 14 years. And then Brian Backland, our great photographer, 12 years. I can't miss out on our treasurer Bonnie, who has been with us writing checks since 2001. And the person that's been with us right from day one is Vivian Faulkner. And she's just a tower of strength for us. We couldn't exist without Vivian, and she just puts everything in place. I just show up to the games and things are in place, and it's just great to have volunteers like Vivian.
Right from the very beginning, they had an ad in the paper looking for volunteers. And I said to my husband, hey, that'd be fun to do. Why don't we check it out? So we came out for their very first meeting and been here ever since. The team is amazing right from the very beginning. We've got players like Ryan Spatero, who's been here, Brad Bissell, Kyle DeGrace. Cam Newitt's not with us anymore, Ryan Davis isn't with us anymore, but When we first started, a lot of these young men started from college or university, and we've seen them grow up, girlfriends, engagements, weddings, babies, and now their little ones are 6 or 7 years old, so it's like a big family. We've got new players too, but you get that camaraderie, and it's Blue Jay baseball, but more personal, and I love baseball, so it's the best of both worlds there. Very affordable, and yeah, I really like coming out, and it's fun. Yeah. For me, it's just being part of something in the community, seeing the faces of the little ones coming in, and it's like I say, it's like Blue Jays. Some little guys will say, wow, this is better than Blue Jay baseball, because they actually get to talk to these players and they'll get down to their level. It's nice. It's fun to be here. It's very rewarding as far as you're very appreciated, but again, that's not why I do it. I do it because I like the baseball, and it just gives me something to do, keeps me out of trouble.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command, car ton bras sait porter l'épée, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
So Claudio! Work! Here you go! Thanks for coming, you guys rock. You're such great people. God bless you. So Stallion, Backy. Well, Stallion, beat it! Beat it, Stallion! Safe.
Who he is, come on. That's who he is, that's how he plays.
Come on, Stallion! Good job, Kyle. Good job, Eddie. Got the new Stallion, that boy. Boy, Stallion!
The Baycats have been, I guess, a first in the Intercounty Baseball League in some areas. One area that we started was with a mascot, and year one we had a mascot. We were the first team to have a beer garden, and you can have a hot dog and a beer garden at the park. Anybody that would like refreshments. And then we have just this year radio broadcast through the internet, and people are now asking me, hey, how do I get on that the internet? How do I access it? Because feedback I'm getting is he's pretty professional in what he's doing.
My good friend Jason Coker, who played with the Ottawa Champions, I used to broadcast for in Ottawa out of the Can-Am League, which is a professional independent league, and he said, yeah, I used to play for Barrie. They have a really good program there, a lot of good volunteers, they have a really good team, good people there. I think this is something that you should try out maybe broadcasting for. They then asked me, would it cost any sort of money? I said, I'm just gonna pick up the equipment, and I'm gonna, I don't want any money. I just want to do this for volunteer for the fans and do it for myself as a volunteer and try to get better at my craft. And that's really what I'm here to do, is to get better as a broadcaster. And there was a lot of things that I need to work on, especially I'm only 19 years old. And ever since I got here, fans have really caught on. A lot of people really like it, and so far it's been a lot of fun since I've been here. I've met a lot of good people, and I've enjoyed my time broadcasting.
Barrie leading Hamilton 2-0 in the bottom of the fourth inning, looking to maybe pat on their lead. Ball and glove. Here comes Reed to the plate. Driven into left field. This is high, and this is way out of here over the trees and way.
guy, but they wanted to mic me up tonight. Yeah, so, you know, our conversations may be a little different. I don't know. Whatever, hey, you say what you want to say. I'm just... Yeah, boy! Gentlemen.
The Baycats are very involved in the community. I think that's really important, that the community sees that we're giving back into the community, putting a great product on the field, and off the field we're doing certain things as well. And one of the things that we've done year one is give scholarships to Simcoe County students that are going into university or college. And now we're over almost $30,000 that the club has put into scholarships. And so it's just something that Gary Inskeep, one of our owners, he initiated it way back 2001, and we've been ever since giving scholarships. So it's great in that regard. We've donated to the our Royal Victoria Hospital, other organized Cope Dogs along the way. So again, everything that we're trying to do back in the community. And one thing that we've really picked up on and has really grown are summer camps. And the summer camps are great. This year we've had over 120 kids between age 7 and 14, boys and girls, that have come and just picked up on skills. Baseball skills is the first priority. Second priority is to have fun and learn about baseball and have fun playing baseball. And it's been a great effort by our instructors. They're Baycat instructors that come out and instruct. And Jeff Cowan is our camp director, and he just does a fantastic job at putting it all together.
As soon as he throws that ball up to hit, show me the right, left, or we're gonna hop. All right, so we can go right or left. Here we go. Outstanding. Outstanding. Guys, we're just having a Barrie Baycats camp going right now. We run 2 a year, so we've run one in the south end down at Lennox Field. That was for the week, and we've also run this one here at Coates Stadium. It's just a chance to get some of the local kids out that are in the leagues in and around the area, in the minor leagues around here, to just come out and learn some of the fundamentals of the game, get some instruction from some of our players from the Barrie Baycats, and just have fun. Go, go, go. It's outstanding. Like that. Okay, ready? Out in front. Good, shuffle throw. Nice. You know, I remember when I was their age, I was going to baseball camps in Scarborough. You go to the winter training sessions, which is what a lot of them do. I've seen them there in the wintertime in the indoor facility that Barrie has. And it reminds me of when I was a kid. You get a couple of the pro guys come back in the winters to train you. You're fortunate enough to have some great baseball camps, some great baseball instruction in the summer times. I know a gentleman that taught me, his name was Rick Johnson. He was one of the biggest baseball guys, one of my biggest, baseball influences when I was a kid growing up, just learning the fundamentals of the game and trying to take my game to the next level. And it kind of being out here kind of reminds me of that, just helping out the younger kids, the younger generation coming up, and trying to make sure that they learn the proper skills and they learn to play the game the right way. They learn to play it hard, they learn to be respectful of each other, be motivating, and just have fun out here. No matter what the case may be, just as long as you're having fun, it's still a good time.
We're blessed to have at Coates Stadium probably the best, not probably, it is the best staff for the field anywhere in the IBL. There are games here that we've had 2 inches of rain on the field, and Joe and his staff have made sure that we play that night. And that's unheard of in our league. And this is the picturesque park in the league, and we're so proud of the field that Joe has put together. And he and his staff just do an incredible job. And we're so, as I say, fortunate to have him as, we feel that he's a partner with us as well. And there's a lot of partnerships on the team, and he's certainly one of them.
So on a game day, the initial watering the infield skin, like the the material is important. So first thing in the morning is we give it a good soak. The sun will dry out the top, but throughout the day we throw a couple more waters on the infield. The goal there is to get the infield playable, safety, proper ball hops. Each game day we do a mow for the outfield, infield, bullpens. Double check our mounds for proper slopes on the mound, home plate, make sure everything's level, and we do our lining. So other than that, it's a quick text to Angus and Mills just to let them know that everything's okay. Obviously, the weather is a problem sometimes, but we have a good communication there too. So there's a fantastic crew here, and they kind of put my name to on the good side of things, because there's never any real issues. They listen and they work hard and they get along together. So it's fantastic. It's great. A lot of these players have been around the world playing, and they've played in very nice stadiums. So I always find something wrong. As much as people, have a lot of kudos for this when they come here to the stadium. It's just being a groundskeeper. For myself, just because I do put a lot of pressure on myself, just to have a flawless kind of game and field for the guys. Yeah, the type of person I am too, just the well-being of people too. I understand that a lot of these guys got to work too after their game, so you kind of want to make sure they go home safe too. So.
Our first championship was in 2005, and that was probably a surprise. I mean, I think we realized we had a decent team, but we were pretty young at that point, and I don't know if any of us really realized what we were doing, or realized that there were probably better teams than us at that point in the league, but we won anyway. And then ever since then, the trajectory's been up. But then Brantford went on their run when they won 6 straight and 7 of 8, and I think we lost to them 5 of the 7 years in the finals. I don't remember all the years that we were in it, but starting I think in 2009 we had a pretty consistent run there where we were in the finals pretty much every year, other than the year we lost in the semis to Ottawa. And then we got over the hump in 2014. And we were fortunate enough to win the championship, and then we repeated in 2015, and then three-peated last year, and then obviously this year in 2017 we're hoping to four-peat.
The Barrie Baycats, they've done so much for me. It's amazing how well they treat guys, and the city of Barrie actually brings them back. Like, they want to come back, they want to live here and move here.
I myself have moved up to the Barrie area from Toronto, from Scarborough. So I'm now living up here with my wife. And it's, you know, it's a great organization to play for. It's kind of like a family.
It's the chemistry of the whole Baycat organization, down to all the volunteers that we've had for 17 years, the same people. It become a family, and family looks after family.
We don't make this drive. We don't take time away from our families to want to come up here and live. Like, we want to win. That's our ultimate goal.
I've never seen a group as committed to winning and as committed to each other as this group is, and you know, that's why we win, because like I said, when you combine talent with people, it's amazing what can happen.
First of all, I think the environment that they create for the players is exceptional. There's an environment that's conducive to winning. I think there's a great environment for the fans, where not only the players have ownership of the team, but you really get a sense that the community does too. There's certainly a buzz around town about the Baycats, and a buzz around the league about the Baycats. It's all baseball, but this is different.